Hey, what's going on YouTube? You got the old Mongo man here and KJ out in the garage Friday afternoon. Working on old Pat. We got tires sitting on it. It's sitting down on its own weight again. And so far today we've been able to get the fuel tank in it. I wanted to talk a little bit about this little beauty here that I've been working on for about the last 3 hours. So what this is a fuel injected pickup. And what was a pump assembly, which is now laying here on the ground, for that 91, better known as Sketch, that we had. And the reason I need to use this one over the original one for Pat is because the fuel tank KJ ended up getting has a big hole in it. And this is the correct sending unit to fill that hole. So I've modified it a little bit here. You can see the sending unit, which used to be attached to the plastic right there, is now attached to this. And not only that, where that used to go into a little plastic housing, you can see now I've soldered a tube on it so that we can get a nice long pickup there. So we're gonna get this installed and move on with the next project. All right, we're just wrapping up here Friday evening, getting ready to go in and get cleaned up. This is what we got done today. The oil pan is on the engine and is there to stay, as is the valve cover and new gasket. On the frame here, as you can see, the frame has been turned over and is now sitting on its own wheels once again. We talked about that earlier. We went ahead and got the fuel tank in. Fuel system is just about buttoned up. The only thing that needs to be done yet is the hose and tube need ran for the evaporative emission system off of here. But as you can see here, I went ahead and used, like we talked about, the electronic fuel injection pickup. I took off the 2 wires that would have been here for the fuel pump. They have been deleted. This is for our fuel sending unit so that we know how much fuel is in the tank. I went ahead and used the original fuel lines. They run up the fuel, up the frame rail, and we'll terminate right here. This will be where the manual fuel pump picks it up there. We also got some of the wiring harness back in the old girl. Got the clips and stuff back in the frame, so all that's coming together. But that fuel system is one thing that had been kind of bugging me for a while, but I'm glad that it's in there now and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So tomorrow, first things first, we'll probably rip this motor off of the stand, get the mid plate on it, flywheel, clutch, get it married to the tranny. Then we can get the engine and transmission sitting back in the frame. KJ last night was out here late and did the dry shafts. We've got new U-joints in both the front and rear dry shaft. And then today we spent, well, KJ spent some of that hard-earned money and bought a new alternator and starter. This is a better view of maybe what we got done there as far as all the gadgets and whatnots that come back to frame all the way back here. So, yeah. What do you think so far, KJ? Tell me about your truck.
Has to be done in 2 weeks.
Why 2 weeks?
So that doesn't get rusty anymore.
Any more rusty?
Yeah, because the bed's starting to get even more rusty.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, 2 weeks. Can we make this thing a truck in 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah, we are.
That's pushing it, but we'll see what we can do. Again, this truck wasn't supposed to be a frame-off restoration, but whenever you went as far as we did, what the heck, why not do it, right? And here we are, putting her back together. Huh?
We did it the Mongo way.
Even he's picking on me. The Mongo way. All right, guys. We'll be back out here tomorrow. See you then. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It is Saturday evening, about 5:30. KJ and I are just finishing up for the day of what was a very busy day. We started out this morning by running around, running up to Napa and Steubenville, and then advance over on Wellsburg, trying to look for some parts. At some point, I'll describe to you guys what it's like to go and buy parts for one of my projects. specifically Pat because the engine is out of an 86, the transmission's out of a 91, I don't know, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, distributor's it's got an HEI distributor in it, so it's just such a conglomeration of things that you really have to be on your game, kind of like Johnny Cash said, I build it one piece at a time. But this is what we got done. Got the motor sitting back in the frame, plus the transmission. So we married the motor and transmission, and of course that takes a clutch, right? So we put the clutch together. We'd ordered a clutch, an M-packed clutch from Rock Auto, but what ended up happening was the clutch cover, or the pressure plate that they sent us, was the wrong one. And the clutch wouldn't fit inside of it. So I ended up cleaning the original clutch up and putting that in there. So hopefully that's in good shape. We got a little bit of not duct tape, but masking tape on the front of the valve cover there because we wanted to paint the water neck and the water pump because those are freshly put on as well. Ran into a problem with the distributor. I purchased over there in that box what's supposed to be a HEI Ford 306 distributor, and what came in, it says inline 6-cylinder distributor, but boy, it's got an 8-cylinder cap on it, and the gear's too small, and it's cut backwards, so it's definitely not for this 306. So that's got to go back. Let's see, what else happened today? Oh, I got the little clips on the brake lines. That one's on there. Got one over there.
Drive shafts.
There. And back there. KJ got the drive shaft line here. Like I said, he did get those cleaned up the other day. And it does fit, which is an awesome thing because obviously we went 9-inch, and that drive shaft that's laying down there is out of that 91. We went to put the motor and transmission in, and we real quickly figured out that the cross member was wrong, so we had to swap it over. The original cross member's laying over there. So now we have this cross member in, which for all intent and purposes is it is the right one, but again, it's out of the 91 out of sketch. Motor, transmission, transfer case are all in. Tomorrow I'm going to start working on the exhaust. As you can see there, we're going to make it sound like a tractor. KJ is going to get the dry shafts put in it. You can see he's got the bolts already cleaned up and ready to go. And we'll just keep on trucking. Once we get the dry shafts in, the exhaust done, maybe KJ can get the rad support cleaned up. We can get it painted and hung on there with a radiator in it. And we got to put all the accessories on the front of the motor. We do have a new starter in it. You can see that over here. The alternator is laying there on the floor, but it has a serpentine belt on it. I got to swap over the pulley on it. There's the new starter. The carburetor is on. We did do the Egr Delete like we were talking about, so it's got the plate on it. It's plugged in the bottom there. It's got a plug down there, that brass plug. How pretty, right? And there's another plug, I believe. Where's the other plug? Oh, it's right there under the carburetor. And that allows us to delete the EGR valve. Again, that EGR needed to stay there. It acts as a spacer and gives the carburetor up a little higher. In these log manifolds, you need to get that as long as possible to give you as much torque as you can out of this little poor thing. So yeah, Pat's coming right along. We're going to cut this video right there. I'll get it put together so you guys can see what all we've got done so far. All right, I do appreciate everybody watching us working on old Pat here. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That way you can get the notifications every time that KJ and I are out here in the garage working on something and I post a video. All right, the Mongo Man is out. Talk to you all later. See you soon.